right, everyone. It's a beautiful day out here. Of course, you can see a giant stadium. Oh, the crowd is filing in. We're getting ready for football time. Yeah, all right. It's the Giants. What's going on, everybody? It's Giant Sunday. You know it's bad when I'm already drinking. Kyler Murray is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That guy's a freaking bum. He's no number 8. You know what I did today, guys? I said I was going to do it. I have to stand up to show this, but I got on my number 8. I got on the number 8 jersey. I'm already at the Cool Rush number 8 on. I've joined the fan club. I've joined the homers. Woohoo! Daniel Jones, man! Daniel Jones! Does anyone else believe that? Oh, my God. Track coach. I missed the track coach. Does anyone else believe that I joined the Daniel Jones bandwagon? I would like to know that because, honestly, I don't think I did. Oh, my God. I think it was a great point where Mr. Lee, but he put it a lot better than I put it. He basically said, if you're not a homer, if you're not a homer, you're a hater. And he put it more succinctly than I ever could. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's wonderful, the way that he put it. And I just think that it was a great way to have it and a great way to understand it. And honestly, I just think that's what you got to do. And that's the way you got to think about it. If you're not a homer, you're a hater, man. So you know what? Everyone on this freaking channel is a hater. You're our haters. Can we get the entire sarcasm stream? Well, hold on there. You know what? I don't think. Let's see. Can I loop the button in? That's the big question. Can we loop the sarcasm button in? Let's see here. Let's find the sarcasm button here, because you know what? I think everyone knows I'm being sarcastic. I think we all know that I'm being facetious. But here, we'll go to bank number 5, and let's see. Can we loop the whole thing in? Let's go here. I think Daniel Jones is the greatest quarterback that ever played. Better than Phil Simms. Better than Eli Manning. Better than Wyatt Tittle. Better than Charlie Conley. He's going to throw 500 yards today. It's a new day. Come on, Frank. It's a new day. You're right. It's a new day. It's a new game. It's a new season. We got the Rams coming on. We got everything going down tonight. Can we do it? I love this one. The most overrated quarterback is Tom Brady. 7 Super Bowls means nothing. Yeah, you know what? He's got 7 Super Bowls. But does he have 9, 10 total wins for his career? I mean, this Brady bum. How many Super Bowls did he have after 3, 4 seasons? What a bum. What a bum that Brady is. Come on, Big Blue. Win a game at home for once. Yeah, Frank, you guys heading out to the game? Thoughts on Caleb and Rattler? They're no Malik Willis. That's my only thoughts. That's my only thoughts in that. Because we're going to have Malik Willis, king of the almost win. We could potentially have king. We have to win today, man. Look, I'm going to show it again. I'm surprised I wasn't burned off my body. Going to show it again. Oh, number 8, baby. Number 8. Come on. I'm waiting for the freaking bolt of lightning to come in and just burn this off my body. Because everyone's like, you're just a hater. You're just a hater. What do you know? You know, Daniel Jones is awesome. And then I'm sitting here wearing a Daniel Jones jersey. Show it again, Daniel Jones jersey. Oh, wait a minute. There's the lightning again. There's the lightning for the Daniel Jones jersey. Okay, let's see here. What do we got here, guys? I have a weird feeling this will be closer than expected. I have no rationale. You know, Zachary, I said that against the Saints. I said I have no rationale in regards to why I was picking the Giants to win that week. It made no sense to me from a football standpoint. Thank God we got more of the thank God we got the game manager, Jameis Winston. Well, I wish we would have gotten the other Jameis Winston, which was the sucky Jameis Winston. We got more of the game manager one. It's an important fact to remember that Jones in the Fizz is in the future. No quarterback has won more Super Bowls than the 12.5% cap, which barely 2019. You have to win the most part under the rookie contract. Yes, you do have to win most part under the rookie contract, 100%. And that's why this is so screwed up. Because if he doesn't do anything in year 3, we're going to be, and you know what's going to happen. He's going to get hurt. And I'm not wishing that he gets hurt, but you know he's going to get hurt. And then he's going to come back at year 4 and maybe play a quarter of the season, light it up towards the end, and then they're going to extend him because that's just a giant way. That's just a giant way. Brady ain't that good. Brady sucks. What does Brady know? Watching them from the couch, driving back to Mercer County is exhausting. It's not exhausting. I lived in Mercer County. I lived in Trenton. It's not exhausting. You got if you leave early and you catch it just right on the turnpike and get up to 16W, you're talking maybe, if you leave early, you're talking 45 to 55 minutes. If you get there late, you're talking an hour and a half. Yeah, from Mercer County. Yeah, from Mercer County. Fun fact. I like fun facts. Fun fact. The Jaguars kicked their first field goal of the year today. They did? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Daniel Jones is going to play after this week of having a concussion. He's Superman. I know he's Superman. Come on, guys. Number 8. I just like showing the number 8 because I got a big chest. That's what my wife said. She said, you just like showing it off. You just like showing off. 50-something, yeah. I like to show off. I noticed that Leo lets the offense get inside his pads. He's not trying to get any penetration. That's what she said. You know, you're actually right. He actually has been pushed around quite a bit, and it's kind of interesting that the way he has been playing. And again, it's the whole Dalvin Tomlinson effect. It's the whole problem that if you don't have a guy that can take those double teams, they're going to fixate and focus on Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams because they know they have no one on the edge. Big Vito. Hey, we're the monkeys. Oh, I got to show you something really cool, though. My son built me this because I'm a Batman guy. I'm an old Batman guy, though. I built this out of Lego. It's from a kit, man. Look at this thing. I'm Batman. Man, it got the engines, got the batarang. It's pretty cool. He got that for me. He's a genius. I like to brag. It comes with this cool Batman stand, too. And it comes with the Joker. I'm the Joker. All right, what other questions we got here? Thoughts on Euler Marone upset today? You think the Giants fan will use that against Of course they're going to use it against Willis. 100%. Because people look at wins and losses. We never would have had Phil Simms if we looked at wins and losses. We never should have drafted Daniel Jones if you looked at wins and losses. But of course they're going to use it. Kadarius Toney is a Kadarius Toney of quarterbacks. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. Toney had one good game. Really good. Yes, one good game. You don't think defenses are now going to key on Toney? You don't think they're going to figure out to try to keep him in front of him? You don't think they're going to use more swarming defenses? You don't think they're going to pull a safety over? That's why I laugh with people with that. That's why the Jets got rid of Darnold, because after year 3 would not be a good team. You're probably not winning a Super Bowl with that quarterback. Just how way the league. You're 100% right. That's the way the league is. You got to get out from underneath that contract because, like I said, same with Saquon Barkley. We're going to get killed on that contract if he plays well in year 5. That's why I have a feeling, like I said, don't just let him play this 5th year and then use the tag on him because he's already going to be in this 5th year, the number 8th paid running back. Do you think if Carter Coughlin plays that he'll help out take credit? I think Carter Coughlin has to play. He's shown some ability to rush the passer. So we need that pass rush. People were really saying DJ was out 4 weeks. Yeah, he should be out 4 weeks. And it's called concussion protocol. So what happens, AB, if Daniel Jones gets tapped on the side of the head and he gets a concussion, he's out for 8 weeks? This is supposed to be your star quarterback. You know, now I'm beginning to feel like the concussion protocol is just a bunch of shit. Because you can't tell me that someone came back that quickly from getting racked in the brain. And as someone that's had 11 concussions, unless you've had a concussion, don't ever talk to me about concussions. That does just not just all of a sudden go away. Alex, I'm doing well this morning. How are you doing? I'm doing good. And Dominic's going to be joining us a little bit later. When did you get the DJ jersey? I got the DJ jersey his rookie season. And I'll show everyone the DJ jersey. Go take your charge. Told you God's gonna strike me with a bolt of lightning because I'm a hater. You know why I'm a hater? Because I'm sitting there telling the God's honest truth. People would say you're a hater, but that's okay. We like haters. Never would have drafted DJs if he didn't go. Yeah, if he would have stayed at the Senior Bowl, he would have been what you call it. He probably wouldn't have been drafted by the Giants. I hope he does get 100 yards today, AB. But you know what? If you don't think defenses are now going to start keying on him, and they're not going to use Jalen Ramsey on him, but if they may have to, they may want to. I shouldn't say have to. They may want to, since Smooth Sounds of Kenny G is sitting there. I'm saying Tua is inconsistent with one good game. Yeah, Tua is consistent. He's inconsistently bad. DJ is going to retire midseason. That means there's a higher chance of getting Willis. I've said this before with Aaron Donald and Billy Price at center. DJ may be retired by the second quarter by the Rams defense. Cam Brown is back. We're all saying as soon as Smith comes back, the rookie, we got the pass rush from hell, because you know what? Everyone said that Smith is going to be the guy. I loved it when I saw on Twitter, people are like, Smith, man, rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. What? People are fucking idiots. I'm sorry. I'm fired up today. I'm sorry. I was playing football in the backyard with some people. So I got fired up. I got to hit somebody. Got to hit some people today. It was fun. It was good. Oh, woosah. I love the thing with Smith. People are like, Smith's going to be so awesome. He's going to be so freaking awesome. Yeah, okay. I said it before because I stand on the sidelines at the games. And Smith standing on the sidelines, he's very tall. And I will tell you this, if height was an indication of how well someone's going to play in this league, he is an all-pro Hall of Famer. Just saying. Just saying. Good thing the Eagles will take him regardless. He isn't coming here. And yeah, the Eagles probably will take him. But you know what? The Eagles are smart. Eagles have won a Super Bowl in the last 5 years. What have we won? Jalen Hurts and DJ are basically the same tier quarter. I agree with that. I think they're both on the. I think they're both on the same level. I would rather have Glennon start. I had a mild concussion. Had to sit for 2 weeks as a precaution. I had a concussion, and like I said, back in the 80s, late 80s, they called you just got your bell rung, and what that meant was you heard ringing in your ears, like bells, and sometimes you would hear the bells for weeks, and I would play the next week. But you're always a little woozy. You're always a little wobbly. And the slightest hit the wrong way could put you out for months. We had a running back. Good running back. And this was in college. Good running back, and he got hit in the head. He was out for a week. They didn't have concussion protocols back then either. He was out for a week. Then he came back like a week later. And it was a nothing hit. Nothing hit. He never played again. And that's when people talk to me about concussions. I say, shut the fuck up. Unless you've had a concussion, unless you played with a concussion, unless you've done anything athletically with a concussion, you have no reason to talk to me. Honestly, it seems like the protocol is just a way for you know what? I think, Mr. Albers, that's actually a great way to put it, because that's what I think the protocol is. I think the protocol now is bunkus. I really do. Because also you can fake the protocol, man. You could fake it. I loved it because they had a team doctor. I'm not going to say who, but they had a team doctor, and I had a helmet-to-helmet collision, and I was laying on the field, and the guys got me up, and the first thing the guy goes to me, how many fingers? And I saw 2, and I wanted to say 2, but my mind wasn't saying 2. But one of the players was actually squeezed my leg twice because I paused, so I knew it was twice. I knew it was 2. And then I love it because then they used to ask you questions like, "Where are you?" And I'd be like, you would give an answer like, "I'm on the football field." And they're like, "Okay, you're fine. Go back out and play." The Eagles also have more wins. Yeah, they do. Smells like payoffs. No way you should come back so far. Oh, I forgot DJ. I forgot DJ Superman. That's why. Dun, 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 dun. He's Superman. He's Superman. He's got the DJ shirt in his rookie season, DJ voice, and many years before that. I've always had the DJ voice. Eagles have first 3. They will trade up. I don't know what the Eagles are going to do yet. They might like Jalen Hurts. You don't know. We have the first 2 trading up for Willis. We're not trading up for Willis. Willis is going to come down to us. It's all going to be good. Giants can't depend on Jones to be franchise quarterback when you get hurt every year. And you can't, because you get hurt every year. Brain injuries are nothing to sneeze about. Brain injuries are nothing to sneeze about. Brain injuries are nothing to sneeze about. Brain injuries are nothing to sneeze about because of the fact that you got to keep going. Smith is going to be on today. DeVonta Smith is a player, man. DeVonta Smith is a player. Who has more touchdowns, DeVonta Smith or Kadarius Toney? Don't know. Hey, CK, I think Darnold and DJ are on the same level. Oh, Darnold. I thought you meant Aaron Donald. I think they're on the same level. I think they can be on the same level. I think they're good quarterbacks. I don't think they're franchise quarterbacks. If Jones is franchise quarterback, we would get him. What would we get from him on trade? If he's a franchise quarterback and they want multiple number ones for Deshaun Watson, you figure DJ's got to go for at least multiple ones. The problem is if you read Twitter and you read things outside of the New York area, outside of New York, nobody thinks DJ is a franchise quarterback. There might be a couple guys here and there. We won DJ in the last we won DJ in the last 5 years. Yeah, you know it's funny. DJ's gonna turn the corner year 4. Watch it, and we're gonna be like the last 6 games. Darnold may not play because he's listed with a knee injury. Last time I checked, it was doubtful, but I don't know if it changed. I don't know. Let's check the injury report. LA Rams injuries, because I didn't see him on the injury report. Unless they let's see here. Let's see what the injury report has to say. Aaron Donald knee. He did not practice on. He was a full practice on Friday. What's his name? Whiteworth was a full practice. Terrell Williams full practice. Funk was a full practice. Matt Gay, the kicker, was a full practice. Deshaun Jackson did not practice. He was resting. He needed the rest. So he was a full participant in practice. Daniel Jones, he says Aaron Donald, good to go. Aaron Donald is good to go. Good to rock and roll. I love when people, yes, I like to read on the internet. The first 4 games of the season, Darnold and DJ were really close in numbers, but DJ injured didn't help. It's also DJ fumbled didn't help, which turned the corner in the game, and Aaron Donald won some games first part of the season. Throwing that out there. I miss the days when the Eagles had no rings and we just made fun of them all the time, and now they won't shut about their ring. I miss those days too. I really miss those days. I do miss those days because that used to be the big thing. You could be like, "Oh, you suck. You don't have a ring." Now it's like, "Oh, no, they do have a ring." We can't say that anymore. Didn't the NFL used to use pain injection? Yes, they used to use cortisone shots. And they also used to use back in the day Novocaine. I was like Novocaine. And basically what they do is they would numb up. And they used to do this in high school and college too, and especially in the 80s and 90s. They used to numb up your injury. And you did that to a point where if you knew you could not cause further damage, but you needed to play, they would just numb. It would be called, they would numb you up. Panthers also have more talent than the Jets. That's true, they do. But do they have more talent than the Giants? Can't run it back when you're never good in the first place. I don't know what we're talking about there, but that's okay. Giant fans spent all seasons cracking jokes about Howie Roseman, for all of his incompetence. He built the Eagles 2 times. They made an NFC championship 3 times under him. A lot of people forget about with the Eagles, and I don't really want to get on the Eagles, but a lot of people forget about them, that the Eagles actually went to a Super Bowl under Andy Reid. And the Eagles also were at the NFC championship 3 times. People forget about that. Maybe because we want him to suck. Toney is better. Who's Toney better than? You better not say Toney's better than DeVonta Smith, because that's not true. You can't have, I forgot, you have one good game, you're a superstar. One good game in New York, and you are just anointed. There was going back in the 90s, there's a bunch of Knicks. They used to have awesome 1 games. And then the Knick fans have begun. This is when we needed some Knick fans, but oh my God, he's the cornerstone of the franchise now. And then he'd put up a 4 for 14 the next game. Was he the GM back in Howie Roseman? I don't remember. I have to look that up. Giants fans are always saying, Toney, I'd take better than Smith. The same fans with Smith were crying one day about even the Giants were so mad that Toney got the click on the upside. Of course, because what's happening now is Toney's awesome. Toney had 1 good game. Toney is the new Messiah of New York. We've said this a million times. He's going to be better. He's going to be better than everyone. He's going to be better than every Giant fan ever thought he would ever possibly be. Why? Because he had 1 good game. And you know what? I love the fact that he had 1 good game. I think that's awesome that he had 1 good game. I think that's fantastic. But the problem is you have to have 2 good games. And you have to have 3 good games. Because DeVonta Smith, who sucks, 27 catches, 345 yards, 12.8 yards, the longest 37, and a touchdown. Okay? He plays consistently. He plays every game. So to think that Toney is better than Smith right now, Toney is better than a wet noodle. I think he's better than a wet noodle. I think of that. What are you talking about, Frank Nianakita? Yes. Saeed, you get the prize. I don't know what the prize is, but you get a prize. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because Frank Ntilikina was, oh my God, he just put up 17 with 7 assists and 3 steals. He's back. He's ready now to lead this franchise as a point guard. And then he puts up a 1 for 16 with 4 turnovers. He had an okay first game. He had an okay game the week before. Not a great game. He had an okay game and a loss. Toney is bravado too. Yep, they Toney is Homer Jones, Amani Toomer, Victor Cruz, Ernest Gray. Let's see, Hakeem Nicks, Del Schaffner, all rolled up into one. Nick fans used to get hyped because of, oh my God, Ron Baker. You used to love Ron Baker, the 3-point maker, man. Baker, he was, he's good. He's bulky, and he didn't look like an NBA player. Whatever happened to Ron Baker? If Toney keeps putting up good numbers, I'll say he's decent right now. He's improving in the league, and the league will have film. Exactly, the league is going to have film and adjust. You have 6 good weeks in a row. And how many times there was a wide receiver, and I can't remember his name in Tampa. Put up 1,000 yards. Michael Clayton. He also played for the Giants. Put up 1,000 yards his rookie season. Looked like a world beater. Looked like a destroyer. Yeah, he was out of the league like in 6 years, and he was doing nothing after that rookie season. Shit happens. You get film. To misquote Monty Python, he might be the Messiah, but he's still a nasty boy. Nasty boys don't mean a thing. Oh, you nasty boys don't mean a thing to me. If we lose today, the fire sale starts tomorrow. Everything must go. But you got to, what the problem is, and this is what I tell you about teams, and I'll tell you this from working in the league and to the trade deadline. It's better to trade early. And a lot of people are like, well, you should trade for the last minute because then teams are just going to give you whatever you want. No, it's the opposite. You wait to the last minute trades, and teams know you need to get rid of somebody. They're going to just sit there and be like, no, we're not going to give you anything. We'll give you this. They'll give you less unless they're desperate due to injury. Frank was the franchise guys, and when he was putting up 3-pointers, everyone forgets about how he played like trash the game after. Does anyone remember how he played in the playoffs? How we actually used him for defense, and he did not play well with defensively? Hakeem Nicks. I liked Hakeem Nicks. Good punt returner. Solid number 3-4 wide receiver. Went over to the Panthers, got hurt, career was over. But he was a good player. He was a good Giant. What time is a fire sale on Monday? Well, let's see here. I'm going to say everything must go by 1:45. No, I think the Giants are going to start. I think the Giants are going to start looking. And I think it's funny, though, because people, when they saw the article about the Giants looking on the free agent market in regards to corners, it's because they're going to trade somebody. They're not going to pick up another corner. Oh, if Toney is Tyreek Hill and DeVonta Adams combined, he's awesome. What happens today if he has 4 catches for 32 yards and fumbles? What's going to happen? Twitter will explode. Smith runs routes are smooth. Problem with Philly, the coaches, he hurts his inaccuracy. That's true. Hurts. Funny thing, 2 months ago, Toney was a bust and fan base was so reactionary. That's why we're talking today about this. If you ain't a homer, you're a hater. That's what it is. You're a hater, man. Jump on the Daniel Jones train. Woo, woo. We're leaving the station. Oh, Dominic Hickson. Yeah. That's what that's what I'm saying. Dominic Hickson. I like Dominic. CJ Board is an underrated wide receiver. Yeah, he's got to get out there. Is John Mara going to allow? That's going to be the big question. But you know what? Here's the problem. The people want to have this fire sale, and I like it because the problem with the fire sale is this. If you have a fire sale, you are still going to be responsible for that cap money in 2022. So you need to understand that, yes, we are screwed in 22 cap-wise, but you are going to be, if you trade these guys, you are locked into that money. There's no trying to renegotiate contracts. Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome was built in 496 days. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? I'd trade Evan, Engram, Peppers, and Ryan, see what they can get. I'm calling a huge Giant win today. The D finally shows up. All right, I like that. I like that, J-Fed. They evidently had inquiries about Engram and Dave Gettleman said no. I don't know if that's true or not. I saw that on someone, I think it was in the New York Post. I don't know if that was true. I think that'd be crazy if that was true. How do we get from Hakeem Nicks to Hickson? I don't know. Oh, because I was mentioning all the wonderful receivers that Kadarius Toney is better than. It wasn't built in 5,000 years either. But
you can't handle the truth.
Well, that didn't work out well. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. We'll try it again. It wasn't built in 5,000 years either. It takes me a moment to find the buttons.
That's what she said.
Gettleman won't have for cyber sale because he'll be fired mid-season. You know, that's actually a good point. Will Gettleman still be hanging around mid-season? Will he still be with the Giants? I mean, will it happen? I mean, I don't know. That's a good point. It's a great question. According to Pro Football Focus, the Giants' pass protection is giving Daniel Jones 3 to 4 seconds snap to throw. However, in the same breath, the Giants' phone line is a problem for DJ. Not an endorsement of Pro Football Focus. Not an endorsement. I loved it last year, Zachary. Loved it last year when people were like, well, Daniel Jones isn't getting any protection from his line. It's terrible. He's getting himself killed because the line can't protect. Then the statistic came out that Daniel Jones held on to the ball the third longest in the NFL. So if you're holding on to the ball the third longest, the line must be doing something. Not that the line was great last year, but the line's got to be doing something. If you can hold on to it the third longest in the NFL and not get killed. What's up, Big Vito? What's going on? Do you think we could trade with the Eagles for the first 3-rounder so we can go up and take Malik Willis if he's picked away? Who knows? We may get the first round. We may get the first overall pick. We may get it all. Who knows? They've traded Evan Engram. They should have traded Evan Engram last year. Now his value is so low, they might as well keep. They should have traded Evan Engram last year before the trade line. It would have been a hell of a lot smarter. You're going to get value. The problem is the Giants are not going to trade Evan Engram because if you can build up his value the last 8 weeks of the season, you're going to get a better compensatory pick than you would ever get from what on the trade market. And I think that's where we're at. Joe Burris had a worse O-line last year and played on time. He did. 3-4 seconds and he slants and comes back. No, AB, 3-4 seconds is a lifetime in the pocket. That's a lifetime in the pocket. Get a stopwatch and time that. Jones had a lot of plays where Jones had a ton of plays where he had a clean pocket. Tons of plays where he wasn't even touched. It's his progression. It's his mindset. And in last week or in New Orleans, or not last week, but in New Orleans, he actually went through his progressions. And I said to everyone, he is going to feel more confident on the road than he is going to at home, because anything that he does at home is going to be exemplified, no matter how much people love him. I want the first overall pick. I don't, because the Giants will screw it up. I can't wait for basketball season. I want to crush the Celtics. I want basketball season starts this week. We got to do a Nick video. I think we got to do a Nick stream too. Let's see. If Jason Garrett, do you think if you are Jason Garrett, do you go gimmicky on the offense? If I'm Jason Garrett, I am throwing literally everything, caution to the wind. And let's talk about Jason Garrett just for half a second. Let's just talk about Jason Garrett for half a second. Everyone tells me that Daniel Jones has progressed into this great quarterback for the last 4 weeks, how he's maturated, and how Jason Garrett sucks. How can the quarterback maturate into this wonderful quarterback and your defense and your offensive coordinator suck when your offensive coordinator is the one coaching up your quarterback? Yeah, the quarterback coach does work your quarterback, but he's running the offensive philosophy of the offensive coordinator. If you're not a hater, if you're not a homer, you're a hater. I want the Bears to fail. Yeah, I want the Bears to fail too, but I don't think they're going to. That defense, and we're going to do. They're going to do just enough. The Bears to that defense will do just enough, and Fields, they're going to just milk Fields as a game manager. I think Justin Fields has more wins in the first season. Jason Garrett, ironically, has been the best coach on this team. Well, he's been a hell of a lot better than our old buddy Patrick Graham. And people are like, Patrick Graham, they figured him out. And you have to again remember, was it Brian Flores' defense that his only defensive coordinator year in Miami? Was it Brian Flores? You never knew. And then he has this wonderful defensive scheme, and then you wonder again what's being called, because the league has adjusted. The league has figured it out. The league is like, oh my God, You know, you put this on the field, they're doing this, and you get no exterior rushing. You're not able to hold the edge. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be off tackle right, play action, deep, 6. That's what the Rams are going to do. That's what they're going to do. I'm telling you right now. We're going to bring in a special guest here. Tom from the UK. How is it over there? You got a beard.
I haven't grown it since Monday when we last spoke, right?
You have a beard. We all know that hobbits grow beard, facial hair faster. We all know that. We all know that.
I believe it's the opposite, but all right.
I don't know. You know what the problem is? I don't know.
You had a 50-50, right?
The fact that you would even possibly know that makes me.
They're my people. They're my people.
Of course, Dom is the co-host of the widely popular NFL Talk from Across the Pond and Back, which is a podcast once a week that talks everything in NFL from the perspective both of the UK and from here in the States. And we invited Dom on because I want to talk to Dom quickly because we've got some fans out there. Dom, what do you think of the Giants, man? What are we going to do? What are we going to do today? Let's start this way. What are we going to do today?
Well, firstly, before we do that, I've just left 2 Giant legends on my TV screen downstairs. OC and Jason Bell, who we discovered did actually play 4 games for Giants, having looked it up.
Yes, you looked at it. I actually knew that.
No, we knew he played. It was how many games he played.
Oh, yeah, how many games? Yeah, I remember
that. They're doing the analysis for the game that is on in London right now. But I've left those to come and join another Giants legend. I'm sure there's one in the chat somewhere, Tim. But there you go. Thanks for that. I would say you can hear the tumbleweed, but we won't go over that again. But yeah, tonight, look, Daniel Jones is back, but Golladay, I think, is out. Barkley is out. You know, his 2 main offensive weapons are out. The Rams are a decent side. More than decent side. They're going to the playoffs. It's a hard enough game to beat them with everyone available. I think tonight we have to ride off. But it's not one. It's a game you don't judge on unless you get blown out. But you'd expect to lose this by 20 at least. But if you keep it tight, then there's some positives there. But I think moral victory is the best we can hope for. Yeah. You know, let's not get back onto Mrs. P after the discussion on the podcast last week, which she enjoyed greatly, by the way, and agreed with all of your comments. But
you don't know what we're talking about. Go listen to the podcast because I called Dom cheap.
And I agreed.
But Dom, I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm going to interrupt you. Saeed's got a great question. Dom, rant about Leonard Williams. What the hell's going on with Leonard? We want the UK version rant. I will give you the UK version of the rant. Oh, blimey, I don't know what's wrong with Leonard.
I thought we agreed neither is doing impressions ever again.
I forgot.
He's done exactly what you said he'd do. It was a contract year. He played for the contract. He played well last year. I think he's missing Dalvin Tomlinson a lot. I think that gave him the space to do what he needs to do. And we're seeing exactly what we expected of him this year. And now we're saddled with the $20-odd million a year contract.
I want you to back it up a second. What did you say in the beginning? What was that? What's that? You said what? That you said he would do what? That I said what he would do? Oh, yeah, I was right. All right. I was right. Oh, here's a good one. We need to trade back for Isaac Yiadom. You know what? Isaac Yiadom was not bad at bringing the heat on 3rd down. He's a big physical corner. I predicted, even though I always made fun of him, I predicted Isaac Yiadom was going to actually be a venerable part to this defense. And of course, they traded him away for a guy that hasn't played, and we renegotiated his contract because we needed the money. Dom, do you miss Isaac Yiadom?
We don't miss him, but I wouldn't. I don't think the trade we got for the replacement was an upgrade in any way, shape, or form. So I didn't understand the trade away. But he was what he was. He was a backup cornerback who had to start last year. That's his level, and there's no disgrace in that. But
there's never a disgrace in that. That's my point. Players don't have execute plays. They've been in those situations. Okay, I missed them in the chat, but we'll go back to that. Let's see what Mike Lee's got to say. Tim, it was one too many blows to the head. What, me or Dom? I'm always getting hit in the head.
It doesn't help when you're so low to the ground, to be fair.
Well, I always felt, to be fair, you have less you have less time to fall. So you're closer to the ground. You shouldn't get hurt as much. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a one, Saeed. Giants overvalue players they shouldn't and don't have value the players they should have. Yes, I've said this before, Dom, and I want to get your opinion on this. I've said this before. The Giants overvalue their talent. And if you look at their drafts, it's interesting that we went through, did video, we broke down the drafts, that the Giants talent, a lot of it's still in the NFL, but not on the Giants roster that it's gone through over the last 5 years of multiple teams. And the talent that they have, in my opinion, they overestimate or overvalue, I would say maybe 70% of the talent they have on the roster. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
I think that's accurate. I think when you look at the value of the contracts, I think that's always in sports. When you're a team that's struggling, you have to overpay to get the best players in, because you're not going to win in your first year or two. So you probably need to slightly overpay them. If you had an option to go to Kansas City or New York Giants right now, you're going to go to Kansas City if you want to win something, right? I mean, that's right. Reality. But New York market, you'd want to live in New York than a lot of other places in the state. So it does have its value. And right now, I think we're guilty of overpaying because we're desperate to get back to where we are, rather than going through the process that we should go through. And that's because we've messed up. And look, all teams mess up in the draft or free agents. It happens. But we messed it up too many.
They mess up and they go to other teams and become contributors.
Yeah.
And I've said this a million times. You don't have to be an all-star. You don't have to be. You have to be a contributor. And that's what you need. You need your all-stars, but then you need guys that can actually literally contribute to the team. Oh, this is a good one. And I think you need to be on the watch for this. Because of the fact that I want video. Urban Meyer is in London. Keep him away from the pups. Dom, I think this is going to be your job. Or maybe can you find like a good looking blonde and send him over to our buddy there?
He's got one. He's under center for Jacksonville right now.
Oh, Dom.
And for those listening in the UK, by the way, he definitely doesn't want to be anywhere near Soho tonight, right? Anyone that knows anything about London will know what I mean. Urban Meyer, do not go near Soho. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Try and travel back to the hotel with the team. That would be a good thing to do.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Trey and I get him. We traded our cemetery. Okay. Did we? Oh, I miss Isaac Adam. I do miss Isaac Adam. What do we got here? Fans outside the Giants fans that don't think so. I know I've talked about this, Dom. If you go outside the Giant fan base, if you go outside New York, you're in London, and I think that's as far one of the farthest places you can go from New York. Well, not the farthest, probably Antarctica. I know my geography like I know my math, because I went to school for football. I didn't go to school to learn anything. Do you think that Daniel Jones, and I've seen this before, and I've said this before, because I talked to people in Texas, I've talked to people in DC, I've talked to people the Giants only seem to be high on, they really are the only ones outside of a couple of guys that really seem to be high on Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I think it's much harder to find a non-New York Giant fan that rates Daniel Jones than it is to find New York Giants fans that do. But I think that's, again, true of most teams. But actually, I hear a lot of people do rate him. They say he can do it. That he can do the plays, but I don't think they think he's going to be an elite quarterback or a high-end starting quarterback. I think they think he's a decent backup, low-end sort of bridge quarterback, and that tends to be where I am with him, and that tends to be what I hear. But
I'm glad we took the 6th overall pick as a bridge quarterback. Oh,
there you go.
This is a good one by Mark. It's overvaluing, and I think they have too much confidence in coaching up bad players. That's a great point, because of the fact that we've mentioned this a million times before. The Giants have one of the largest coaching staffs in the NFL, and mostly they consist of failed college coaches. I mean, is that one of the recipes for disaster we're having right now, with the fact that the Giants are just kind of they're kind of treading? And they're just kind of treading with bad players, thinking that the coaches can make them better. It's like the Knicks. I've said this before. It's the Knicks in basketball would always go get former number one busts and bring them in, and they were going to make them better than they ever were. They're going to show the first round talent. It never works out. I mean, are the Giants kind of doing the same thing?
Possibly. I mean, it's one of the few things that are bigger than my ego is the coaching stuff at the New York Giants. But yeah, possibly. I think I think you've got, what you want to do is find system, find culture, and find players to match. And if that's a former first round talent's fallen off, then fine. If that's a 4th round talent that you're picking up, then go with that. That's what you should be looking at. But I think you look at it, you asked earlier, I think it's a collection of all things. It's from drafting right through to coaching, through to the culture setting. That's where the issue is, and this is where we're finding players moving on and finding success elsewhere.
Now, this is actually a good question. this is a point from Saeed, and I think we should understand this. Dom is going to grind it up with Urban Meyer. I think you need to stay out of the pub today.
I'll jump on a train. I'll be there in an hour, Urban. Mine's a pint. I'll meet you there.
Do you have a blonde wig?
No.
Oh my God, Dom, you're not helping us any. Help the Giants.
No, I'm just hoping my wife isn't watching this downstairs and wondering what the hell this is about, because she won't have a clue about Urban Meyer's
Mrs. Duke
indiscretion a couple of weeks ago.
It's all good, Mrs. Duke Funk. It's all good.
We're all fine.
I hope the Giants beat the Rams. What do you think, John? What's your score prediction? We always do every week. We do guess the score, and we're still trying to give away the Eli Manning replica. 2017 ring, Super Bowl ring. I mean, no one's gotten the score right in 5 weeks. So, Dom, predictions.
Oh, God.
Giants, Rams. I want a score prediction too.
41-17 Rams. I don't think we got a chance. I think it was a tough game when all healthy. I don't think we got a chance because it's a good team. It's one of those weeks you just look at and go, okay, let's see what happens next week.
People don't even want Jones in fantasy. He is sitting on the waiver wire in all my leagues. That's not good. I'm gonna say that's a bad thing. It's funny though. It's funny as shit though, but it's not a good thing. Is there another Eli Manning type in the next corporate draft? I hope not. I hope not too, because I've said this before, Dom. We've talked about it on the pod. NFL Talk from across the pond in the back. Shameless plug. The Giants to me have a mindset in drafting quarterbacks, and it's the Eli Manning, Phil Simms model. And honestly, they went a different way kind of with Daniel Jones in reference to his ability to run, but they're still trying to make him into a pocket passer, which I do think that they need to do. I mean, do you think, and I already think the Giants won't, but do you think the Giants will move away from Daniel Jones in 2022?
Possibly. I think it depends on where you're picking in the draft. If you're picking 1, 2, 3, then you might be looking for that new quarterback, but they might choose to draft a new one, sit behind them. And the cap situation is going to be hellish next year, and I think that may force their hand to some extent. So the answer is I don't know, because I think we're going to have a new GM, and I think we're going to have a new head coach. And the new head coach generally wants a new quarterback, but he may want to build some more pieces in place for that quarterback to come into, rather than do what the Jets always do to their quarterbacks, for instance.
This is a good question for you, Dom. Have you ever been to a game? Have you ever been to an NFL game in London?
No, can't get a ticket for love nor money. If anyone has a free ticket that they want to give me, or even one that they want to, and I'll pay for the ticket. But no, you get the chance to go in for it every year. I do, and I've been successful so far. But I would love to. Like, a couple of my mates went last week. They were lucky enough to get tickets. They're obviously not such good mates, so I got a ticket with them. But no, I haven't.
I think this is actually interesting. Where was the one? Here we go. John B had a good one. DJ is mediocre at best. Anyone who thinks he's better than that needs to put down the blunt and watch him play. Listen, I don't tell people not to smoke. Maui Wowie, Panama Red. There's a couple good ones out there I used to like. But yeah, you're watching something I'm not watching. Daniel Jones is in 40% of the rosters in ESPN Football League, despite being the quarterback number 11. Yeah, I mean, it's outside of New York that I think it's funny that people don't. I don't want to say respect the Giants pick, but well, maybe they don't respect it.
I mean, the thing
that's why we have Dom on the show, because it says cutting analysis.
I know. Well, the thing with any player, you don't know what you're going to get until they turn up, right? I mean, yeah, you said it before. How many quarterbacks did they cycle through between Sims and Manning before they got it right?
Quite. Well, they had Kerry Collins in between there, and Kerry Collins to take us to the Super Bowl. But he was.
You get my point.
Well, he was also a guy that we didn't draft. He's a guy that we picked up from the Saints after he got cut from the Panthers. Let's see here. That's funny because I have all 3 of my leagues I'm in. He's not a free agent. Okay. Let's see here. We got golf is a Super Bowl roster, crushed 51-17. How many points will Stafford put up? You already said 41, right, Don?
Yeah, 41-17.
41-17. I haven't given my score yet. I haven't.
What is your score? Are you saving it for the end?
I haven't. I don't know. Should I save it for the end? Should I tell people what I'm thinking?
I mean, experience tells me that it doesn't matter what I say right now. You're going to do what you want to do anyway.
I have a feeling.
There's a gleam, man. There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam, all right?
Anyone that remembers that from the Saints game, there's a gleam, men. There's a gleam. I'm thinking this. Number 8, man. 579 yards, 16 touchdowns, no interceptions, 200 yards rushing. The Giants win this game 200-7.
Meanwhile, back on planet Earth.
Meanwhile, in the Batcave. Oh, my God. You know what? I think the Giants keep this close. I really do. I think the Giants keep it close. And I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. And I think the Giants are going to kind of just peter out. They're going to peter out a little bit. I think the score is going to be closer than people think. I'm going to say 35-31.
I mean, the hope's going to be that the defense steps up, right? It hasn't.
I don't think the defense is going to step up.
I don't think it's going to
score 35 points. But I think the Giants, I think the Rams at points are vulnerable. Their CB2 is vulnerable for attack. If Kadarius Toney does anything and actually scores a touchdown, I think the Giants will keep it close. I think the D's is still, there's too many breakdowns in the secondary for me on the defense. And again, for a team that is supposed to be one of the most well-disciplined teams, they have piss poorness in regards to disciplines of their assignments. I think there's going to be some breakdowns, but I do think there's
a gleam, man. There's a gleam.
We're going to watch God. We're going to find the gleam. That's what we're going to do. But we're still going to lose 35-31.
You know, I hope we keep it close. I hope we win the game, obviously. But
I hope you win the
I'm
game.
struggling to see it at the moment. But you know, fingers crossed. You never know in any game on any day.
This is a good one. Yeah, any given Sunday. Good movie. Dude, people are already saying that the season doesn't count because of injuries. Gettleman, I don't think Gettleman survives. Do you think Gettleman survives?
Not unless we go to the playoffs and take the division, which doesn't look like happening at this moment.
This is going because I predicted this. Ramsey's getting Toney ejected. I predicted this.
I mean, the good news is that Jalen Ramsey has absolutely no history of winding players up ever. So I don't think that he's going to. No. He's a mild-mannered guy who hasn't fallen out with previous head coaches, and has started fights with Golden Tate, and he has no history whatsoever. They were all figments of my imagination.
Watch this. No, that's not going to happen. Now I'm Cary Grant. Hello, now.
It's worse than Dick Van Dyke.
Joke, take. No one's going to know that reference, but that's okay. You don't even know that reference. That's an old movie reference. Rams win 50-0 in reality. I say the Rams 30, Giants 13. This is when Deshaun Jackson, who's going to play, is probably going to rip a huge touchdown. You know that's going to happen with Deshaun Jackson. You know that's going to happen. That's like a given. That is a given. Number 89 is the future of your team, and that's coming from a Cowboy fan. He definitely gave us trouble. I know it's funny because I was watching the old RoboCop movie, and people don't remember the lines. I'm going to come quietly, or there'll be trouble. You know what? Let him have, and I appreciate you, Cowboy fan. Let him at least get 2 more games in before I start anointing him the next great Giant wide receiver.
Played very well last week until
he played awesome last week until he put someone
very well. Yeah, exactly. But like you say, with any player, any team, you want to see several games before you start saying they're a superstar. But if he keeps that up, then great. Then brilliant. And fingers crossed he does.
Thank you for the super chat, Zachary. All super chats, of course, go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. And I know I'm not a saint. I just give money to kids.
I had a rare rant about the Giants on the podcast last week, actually.
You did.
So if anyone wants it, you can check it out. I've ranted twice so far in 20 odd episodes.
I would love to do a halftime rant. I will do a rant at the 9:00 tonight, which is going to be way too late for Dom. And I will do a video later today. After the game, maybe I'll do a halftime video. I don't know. I got living in a new neighborhood, so I got a lot of families and a lot of mentally men. So we were playing football outside earlier. So I don't know. I might be doing that halftime. I don't know. And I also may be drinking. Well, no, I'm actually. Oh no.
There's a little bit left in the bottle. You're all right.
That is not even a little bit. That's like a shot.
It looks like more than that to me.
Well, that's
how big are your shots? Like
that's what we refer to as a manly shot. It's a mentally thing. Toney, 162 touchdowns. Oh, is that sarcasm?
Warning, sarcasm.
I love that button. I love that, people. I love that button. Giving props where it's still, you know what? Yeah, and I appreciate that, Cowboy fan. I give props. And people get mad at me because I give props to the Cowboys all the time. I've been saying since how long, Dom? Geez, since even before the season, if the Dallas Cowboys figure out their secondary, that front seven is going to turn that team around, and with that offense, they are going to take the division. I've been saying that since before the season because it's honest. Oh wait, here's a good question. Here's a soccer question. Or football. What football soccer team does Dom root for?
One that's marginally better than the Giants, but not much at the moment. I follow Arsenal, which is why I had to begrudgingly admit that Tottenham, who are Arsenal's great rivals, new stadium is just the nuts. It's amazing.
All I heard was blah 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 blah.
I actually got knocked out playing football. Actually, you were talking about the concussions earlier. In my last season, I went up. And I don't remember coming back down. I got an elbow to the head, and I just went bang.
Did you play the next week?
Probably. I don't remember. I really don't remember anything about it. But I would imagine so. It was Sunday league, and I probably shouldn't have.
I was going to say that's probably not a good thing that you don't remember if you played.
I mean, I don't remember because it was 3-4 years ago whether I played the following week. I imagine I did, but I remember absolutely nothing about coming down. Like, the only reason I know what happened is because my brother told me afterwards. He was like, "You made no attempt to stop your fall. Like, your arms were still where you jumped with them. They did not try and break your fall."
This is a good one, though. People are quick to overhype a player after 2 games, but they're quickly to throw them under a bus when they aren't producing anymore. Saquon Barkley. That's true. You're right, Alex. I mean,
I think it's also true because we're desperate now for us to, do something that's not like 6-10, which we can't do anymore because we've got 17 games and the maths doesn't work. But yeah, I think that's part of it, right? We're desperate for success.
Giants cover over and under. Okay. I don't think the Giants are going to cover. Yes, I actually do think the Giants are going to cover because like I said, I think it's going to be 31. I think it might be 35-31. It's going to be close. And I think it's going to be the end. I always wanted to have the name Armando. I really did. And I'm not making fun of Armando. I actually always wanted to be. I always wanted to be Armando. I thought that was a great name. I always thought I could just walk around. What's your name? I am Armando. I always thought that. I thought that'd be cool. Except I'm Tim. Oh my goodness. I just hope that we are treating DJ as a person and not a property to make more money. Yeah, I agree too. I think that's a great point. What needs to happen for the Giants to win today? We need to figure out a pass rush. We need to maintain and control the edge, and we need to keep our secondary in place and make sure they hold their assignments and cover their zones. And we can't have mental breakdowns. And that's exactly what we need to do. And our linebackers need to play in their space. And I always tell people that because I did the whole rant about playing in your space because when I played, I didn't have a lot of lateral movement, but I was put in the middle. And I always say because the guy with the Southern draw disease, this is your space right here. That's where you're gonna play right here. He goes, you got yard here, yard here, yard here, yard here. That's where you play. You contain your space. Anyone that comes in here, you knock their teeth out. That was my job. But you know what? We had a great defense because of the fact that we knew how to maintain our space. And the Giants at times, Dom, don't maintain their space very well.
No, I think the field goal for the Packers was sort of showing the blueprint for how to beat our defense. You go wide right, you go wide left.
That was a great game.
But I think you're right. But the other thing I think is we just need to, in those tight spots, we probably need to take the risk and go for 7 a bit more than we have done. We can't be leaving the 4 out there. You might not get the 7, but I think you've got to try and take the risk.
And then also you could also play field position.
Yeah.
I hate the Arsenal. Oh, geez. I run into an Arsenal fan that keeps bragging about their team's history. Sounds like the Giants and Cowboy fans.
It's very, very accurate. We were good once.
We were good. Do we sound like that? It does. Can we win any given Sunday? Right, Dom?
Yeah, you never know.
Like I said, I think the Giants keep it close. It's going to be a fourth quarter game. I think it's going to be, and I think the Rams 35-31. I would not be shocked if the Giants took this game. I would not be shocked. But I think it's going to come down to the mistakes. And for a team that preaches discipline, I don't see us having too much discipline. I love my name. I do. I love Armando, man. I love that name. That is such a cool name. It really is. I'm jealous. Okay, from now on, this is Online Big Blue with Armando. I'm going to change my name. I don't think my wife would like that. Actually, maybe she would. She's Puerto Rican. Maybe she might like that. I don't know. Wait. So Shepard, Slayton, and Kenny are all out. Are Shepard and
I thought
that they were playing.
Shepard was back. Slayton, I'm not so sure, but
I know that. Let's see here. Barkley is out. Kenny's out. Let's see here. I thought. Let's see here. It's Thomas is questionable. Darius is questionable. Shepard's not even listed on the injury report. He's not even listed. And Toney's questionable as well. So evidently Shepard's going to play. And if you're questionable, you usually play. It's when you're out or doubtful is when you don't play. Yeah,
and they're they all return to practice, right? If I remember rightly. He says, I'm trying to get it up, but the hamsters aren't running fast enough for my internet to work.
Dom and the hamsters. How are the Giants going to score 31? I hope they do, but I'm going to tell you how they're going to score 31. I'm going to tell you right now. They are going to play a game of attrition. They are going to play for field position. They are going to they are going to go for the big play. I predicted it the other week when I said Daniel Jones is going to come out of the gate chucking deep, which is the first thing he did. He threw it deep because you want to surprise the defense with that first play. The Giants are going to have the ability. I think what's going to happen is they are going to focus on shutting down the run because no one's going to be afraid of Booker and Brightwell and Penny. So they are going to put 7 in the box, which is going to then put pressure on their secondary, which it will allow for bigger mistakes. My prediction? Bang. 35-31 Rams. Giants keep it close. It's going to be a mistake at the end that's going to cost them. I would not be shocked, though, if the score was reversed. Dom, thanks for representing the UK and the Giants. I do want to appreciate Dom. He does represent. He does represent well. You know, we do have a geez. It's joke. Yeah, I am old. I remember that movie. Actually, with my father, and we're not going to get into that. But you're also welcome, Armando. Yes, Dom represents the Giants well. He represents them big. Go and watch or listen to NFL Talk from Across the Pond and Back. It is a great podcast, and I'm not just saying that because Dom and I are on it.
And you can hear the politest of rants from an Englishman on it this week.
Exactly.
As tried earlier.
You can't really see it, but I put up the logo. I put up the logo here. I overlaid it for us. It's a good show. It's a good stream. I think we talk we don't talk just about the Giants. We talk about everything else and everything on the Sun football. We review all the games. And this is true. Rudolph.
Also, thank you, Alex. That was very kind of you.
Yeah. Alex is a nice guy. We all know I carry the show. We all know it. I've already said Kyle Rudolph is washed up. I've been screaming that since the day they signed him, that he is washed up. I don't even know why he's still on this team. Him and our old buddy, Nate Ebner. Why the hell is Nate Ebner on this team?
Is there another Olympics coming up? Because he can try out again and miss a few games.
You want to talk about a guy just taking up a roster spot? It's Nate Ebner. I mean, 100%. It is Nate. He is stealing money from someone.
He's wait a minute, guy.
He's a Joe Judge guy. This town, you know what?
This town needs an enema.
We do. Yeah, he does equal Ellis. You know what? Rhett actually played well at times. Smooth sounds that Kenny G is out. He's got a hyperextended knee. So he is not going to be around. I want to thank Dom for coming in. We're going to actually have to wrap this up on time today because I do have a football game in the backyard. I get to hit somebody. They play two-hand touch. What the hell is that about?
I'm worried about what size person you're about to hit.
Can you drop the link to the podcast? Yes, I can, because I am so prepared and I'm not Googling NFL Talk from Across the Pond and Back. I am not Googling it at all.
Should I fill in? Should I just keep talking for you?
Just rant for a second here.
Yeah.
And, wait a minute. Luckily, there it is. That's the podcast on Spotify. And we also have a little web page. So the web page isn't that great. But I'm going to give you the link to the web page. And it's a good podcast. It's fun. It's interesting. It's entertaining. We don't just talk about football. We do talk about Dom being cheap. We talk about how awesome I am because we know that's the case. I got to drop out of here, guys, because I got a bunch of stuff to do before 1 o'clock. Dom, hang on a second before when I close out. I'm going to talk to you for a second. But I do want to appreciate everyone for stopping by. This was a good podcast. It was fun. I'm glad that Dom could come in and, give us a little bit more insights into stuff in the UK. And again, go find us on NFL Talk from Across the Pond and Back. We'll have a new episode up on Tuesday. Hope everyone enjoys the game. Hope everyone has a safe time. If you're going to the game, you can see I'm here at the beautiful Giant Stadium. I got my green screen really working good now because I got the lights all the way back. Dom's got a huge freaking room that I can put this in. So Dom, you want to close it out real quick?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having us on. Good luck tonight to New York. Hopefully we come away with the win, and I can wake up happy in the morning because it'll be too late my time. But thanks for having me on. Great show, great comments, and I'll catch you very soon, hopefully.
All right, guys.
Oh, and go and listen to the podcast.
Go listen to the podcast. You always tell me I don't
I'm
plug.
a professional. I remember these things.
We're professionals, damn it. But guys, I appreciate it. Thank you. Sayonara. I hope you guys we'll see you all later tonight. Like I said, I will be on at 9 p.m. Eastern time to talk about Eastern Standard Time to talk about the game. Hopefully the Giants will come on. I don't know what Dom's looking at, but something just happened. Just watching the Jacksonville Dolphins game on that screen there. Tom is professional. All right, guys, have a good night. We'll see everyone at 9. Check out my video after game and NFL Talk from Across the Pond and Back. Peace.